1, 2, 3, and
I have a question to you, fellow SPN. Should there be a curfew for should there be a curfew for hours for minors? But before I answer that question, first we have three important questions in this speech. First of all, how curfew is born? What curfew curfew is come from the law that president accept that. And second, what have minors have done to have curfew in the first place? And third of all, the last important question, what will happen if the minors have caught during the curfew? First, let me give you a tip for that. In order enable to answer that question, you must understand the question itself at first. But first, you have to question. The second important question is, that's it.
Minors shouldn't be arrested and jailed because it can affect their psychological health. I've seen people around this corner, outside the school, being robbed by the kids who are in use of robbing. Some of you may have seen or experienced those. Some of you may have been robbed too. See, minors nowadays are exposed in committing crimes such as stealing, taking drugs, and etc. Minors are the ones who 17 below, and they can't handle being arrested and jailed. They've done things in different reasons. Some may have done things because of poverty. Some did it because for the sake of their pleasure. Even though minors have done disastrous things, I don't agree of the idea of them of being arrested and jailed. By the means of arresting them, it can affect the minors' psychological health. According to a reliable source, which is Samedon.net. In Palestine, the Israeli parliament approved a law that allows 20 years in prison for Palestinians who throw stones. And they've allowed a law for the imprisonment of Palestinian youth as young as 12. Mahed and Mafed are two among 700 Palestinian youths who were arrested each year for throwing stones. And they've stated that their minds are brutally attacked inside the prison rather than their body. 90% of the minors have been documented as having been exposed to traumatic experiences, and 65 of them have been diagnosable psychiatric disorders. Rather than putting the minors in jail, they should be putting the minors inside an institute where they will find growth within themselves, where there are people who will help them and will give them a chance to reflect and change to bloom into a better version of themselves. It's inhumane to take away the chance of a person. Sadly, prison is just an abyss. It's not a place for discipline. It is restricting growth for the society. Thank you.
things that are not needed to revise anymore because it will bring great chaos inside. These things were made because it has a purpose. Everybody will benefit from it. Let me share you a story of mine that happened this year. So my parents decided to build a house for us. They planned it for a very long time, and lately this May, the house have started to be built. Everything was settled, everything was signed, until suddenly, my father wanted to change almost everything inside the house. This story of settled things can be related to the issue of lupang hinirang. And for me, lupang hinirang should not be revised because it is against the law of the Philippines. According to the Section 37 of Republic Act 8491, the national anthem should be played or sung with accordance with the musical arrangement of Julian Felipe. The law of the national anthem of the Philippines is settled and made so that others will not change it without the capability and knowledge of revising it. Julian Felipe's composition is carefully studied and agreed by many government officials, meaning the act of sudden change is prohibited and punishable by the law. Another part of it, still with accordance of the law, Section 36 stated that the lyrics of it shall be it. No need to add or remove any parts of it. The lyrics were written by Jose Palma in 1889, and 100 years later, RA 8491 was created. See, as you can observe, many years have passed and no one suddenly think or complain of changing the lyrics of it. Lupang hinirang is part of our tradition and culture that can never be erased in the minds of the majority. And as a Filipino citizen, lupang hinirang was made as it is for us to remember the history of the Philippines. The lyrics remind us the golden history of our beloved country. The defeats we've got and the victories we've gained, the lessons and values that we learned from the colonizers, and the bravery of our national heroes. All of these things are the reason why we are here commemorating the history through singing of Lupang Hinirang. Lupang Hinirang should not be revised because it is against the law. The law of the Constitution and history. It is our duty as a citizen of the Philippines to preserve the history and all relics and artifacts that are connected to it. One of it is the Lupang Hinirang. The national anthem is created for us to understand it. We just need to understand its content for us to comprehend what the meaning of the history is. Again, there are settled things that are not needed to revise anymore because it will bring great chaos and insanity. Thank you.